Namit Malhotra, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you. Thank you, Vishal.
Thank you. Namit, you're the founder of world's largest independent integrated media services company, Prime Focus. Also the CEO of Double Negative, which is a British visual effects facility. Maidaan is another film which is up for release. We often hear like VFX take maximum time. How much time generally a film like say, which is a scale of like Maidaan or say Brahmastra takes to finish? How much time it takes?
I think a lot comes down to the vision of every director and the scope in which they want to use visual effects as a tool for telling their story. Brahmastra again was, with Ayan's vision was something that took a few years in the making, and obviously the pandemic did not help because it delayed the process quite a bit. But it's fair to say that between 12 and 18 months for a film like Brahmastra should be adequate. And for a film like Maidaan, it would be more in the realm of 6 to 9 months. So Vishal, just think about it like this: that what it is that you can't shoot is where you need the help of visual effects for the most part. And clearly, if something can't be captured physically, there must be some reality of the physics of it, the complexity of it, the reality of something that you can't actually create. And that's why you got to use, if you want to do high quality visual effects, you have to give it the time to build each and everything. Because in the visual effects environment, everything is pretty much generated. You have to create everything. And that if you want to create everything and you want to do it with a certain amount of detail, that needs a certain amount of time to really make sure that it looks exactly the way it should had you shot it. So that's the reason why if you do it right, it is a time intensive process.
No, we don't make many animation films in India, but you're also the CEO of Double Negative, which is, like I said, British visual effects and VFX facility. There's a lot of chatter today, and people have concerns about how everybody wants slightly, although the AI is at very nascent stage. But what will happen in the animation industry because of the Sora in the days to come?
See, I think I've been in the visual effects or the digital post industry for my entire career. And it's like every 3 to 5 years, there's a new conversation about some new technology that's going to completely change and the industry will have transitioned forever. And it's always easier said than done. AI, no doubt, has tremendous potential. We ourselves believe in it tremendously and are backing a lot of our processes to be fueled by the use of AI. And the way I think about it is that you don't have to do everything from 0 to 100. You could do, even if you got 30 to 50% efficiency in the next few years, that would be a tremendous step forward. So, people, I think, have started to feel like, everything is like anything that comes out of AI will be perfect and it will be expected to be perfect. And I don't think that's how it works. Ultimately, we're telling a story from the lens of a filmmaker, and the kind of detail that goes into what we create is AI again is an enabler. It is like a catalyst. It cannot be the ultimate decider of how it comes. So while there's a lot of promise the technologies have, and we, like I said, are big believers of it, the specificity of what we do, I think, still relies in the hands of filmmakers who want something which is not, like AI can also make a movie, but you still want to go to a real filmmaker with real emotion to tell a story. You don't want to just have a, you know, there needs to be something more than just what we do in terms of how you tell the story.
But how helpful artificial intelligence tools are?
Right now, AI is starting to make a bigger play in the pre-production process, where when you look at art or imagery and you want to quickly design something or you want to envision something, AI has become a very strong force multiplier to actually help be able to quickly, what would take weeks to look at as a reference, has now become much more quicker in its expression. So filmmakers and storytellers can now, sitting at home, can start visualizing worlds or start giving a better sense to the rest of the crew as to what it is that they're thinking or imagining. And that AI has certainly helped. That is the pre-production process. The whole idea of it becoming a finally rendered out or a final high quality output as yet is still to be tested. And I think think we are still a few years away from getting the final outcomes from that.
Like I said, Namit, like you said, you've been in this industry from over 2 decades now. How would you like to describe the evolution of VFX facilities in India? You are producing world class VFX also in India. Which are some of the Hollywood films for which the VFX were done in India at Prime
So
Focus?
it's fair to say that every film that we work at DNEG or at Redefine, is going through a decent chunk of that work will happen in India as part of all our global offices. So nothing is now exclusively in any one country. We do run a fairly integrated pipeline, and work does go around all the different key offices depending on the kind of work, the kind of capability that sits in that location. And that's how we've actually been able to build this workflow. And so, you can name any of the top films that we worked on, whether it is, again, Dune or Oppenheimer, or, we've got Kong versus Godzilla that just came out. There's other films like, that are coming down the road that are, soon to be delivered. So they all have some percentage of their work cut out that will happen in, like I said, distributed across different offices, and India is certainly a big part of that.
No, the movies now are being made on digital cameras, and with OTT taking center stage, what kind of growth has VFX industry has witnessed in terms of revenue?
So I think OTT has certainly helped at two levels. One is, not only did the budgets for that quality of content gone up, but also the kind of content they want to make. So they're much more in the realm of trying to take uh, market share from theaters. That's how I would like to call it. That the OTT players would love to do more and more high quality content that you would normally experience in the big screen in cinemas. And that has obviously propelled the need for more visual effects, more high quality storytelling. And that is why there has been a pretty strong increase in the need or the demand for visual effects and animation.
Sure. You, of course, were executive producer on two Hollywood films. Uh, Hurricane Heist is one I remember. Is the one you were executive producer. How much access then you have to Hollywood talent and to people like Hans Zimmer?
So, I'll give you a more pertinent example right now. So, we're actually producing Garfield, which comes out in May.
Okay.
Okay, that's a worldwide release. That's an animated movie. I'm a producer on the film, and Garfield is the trailers are out. It's got some pretty outstanding, stellar cast and a great franchise in the character itself. So that's again something that we worked very closely with our partners at Alcon Entertainment to help put this project together. And it'll be one of our big Hollywood releases that comes up in the next few weeks.
Oh. So then, Namit, please tell us about Prime Focus, how it started. It was, I think, was a production house, post production studio when satellite television just entered in India in the 90s, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah. No, so I think it's fair to say that I was in January of 1995. It was me and three guys who taught me computer graphics. I was all of I'd not even turned 19 then, so I was 18, and it was three guys who taught me computer graphics. The four of us got started in a garage in Mumbai and bought an Apple computer, which my father and a bank financed, and we got started. Just like the world of startups that we see today, I think it's fair to say we were one of the first startups, debt-funded tech startups by four people or four kids, I would say, who didn't have any experience of anything before that. And that sort of was the seed or the journey on which we started to where we are today.
Now, you have worked on films which bagged Oscar for the best VFX, like Dunes and Interstellar. Your company also successfully converted 3D films into 3D. I remember the one was, of course, Clash of the Titans. How these Oscar wins has helped in the growth of Prime Focus?
I think, over the years, what obviously helps, the award wins are a great testament to the fact that on a world stage, on a world platform, you've been compared to all the best work that was produced in that year, and a lot of smart people on the other side who make their votes and determination when they vote for your work, it certainly establishes a certain credibility and capability of what you've been doing or what you've been building, and that I think only helps create a lot more belief in the fact that we were one of the relatively newer companies that was trying to build this global model. We were working with multiple offices, India being one of them, and doing something that had not been done before in some of these places. So the award wins really closes the argument on, is it good enough? Is it safe enough? Will we get our stuff? Because the work is now on the screen and it's been validated by some of the best in the world. So I think that, from our standpoint, has been incredibly powerful in being able to get that establishment.
Well, on that note, I want to thank you for taking time out and talking to me.
Sure.
Best of luck, Namit.
Thank you.